Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? Hope everybody is doing wonderful. I'm just going to go ahead and post a link to the live on the Patreon so we can get started. Today we have quite a bit to talk about. But before we do, we're going to be doing a higher self meditation as well. Oh, I forgot the mudras cards. Baby, can you do me a favor? Can you grab me the white box that's right, the cards that are right behind, no, up. Second cover up where the lavender is. Lavender, lavender, lavender. Right there. Behind the lavender. There we go. Thank you. I forgot the mudra cards. I like grabbed everything and forgot the mudra cards. So we are going to be doing a higher self meditation today. So please go and grab your crystals, your tea, your journals, whatever it is that you need to grab for the day. And then we're going to pretty much get started. I'm going to post a link on the Patreon so they can join us here. And then, yeah, we're going to get started right away. So, okay. Patreon. Also, just for those who don't know, recently Patreon added this feature where you can basically sign up for yearly memberships. So I just updated the Patreon to be eligible to have yearly memberships. So you basically pay once for the whole year, and there's an 11% discount on for the year memberships. So definitely make sure you check that out. The link will be patreon.com/TigeraGitana, and the link will be down below when I update the description box, which I haven't updated yet. But yeah, so that's actually a really cool feature because it's like if you can pay for the year and then you get a discount, you're just part of the community for a year, which is pretty awesome. So yes, for those who don't want to do the monthly memberships. So let me just finish posting it for the Patreon really quick. But how was this past week for you guys? I feel like this past week was very unexpected for me. I got like some random stuff happening, which was, amazing. Like I had this whole thing on Thursday where I was we were at the gym, and I literally, like, we were running, and I kind of like went to stop, and I like pretty much, I didn't twist my ankle, but it basically, I sprained it. I sprained my ankle really bad, and I'm fine. I can still walk and stuff, but it like took a minute for the pain to go away, which was a whole nother thing. But yeah, that was so random. Like, I did not expect for that to happen. So yeah, so for a couple of days I was like out of commission. So yeah. Also, for those who were asking, the workshop that I'm having on Halloween is completely sold out. I'm finishing up shipping out all of the ritual kits as well. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, it's basically, it's done. It's sold out already. But I'm thinking about having a, like, before 2020 ends, like a year ahead, like 2021 workshop, where we focus on manifesting for the year ahead. So we'll see if, like, I can kind of pull that off. It might just be like around December, when we start shifting from Sag to Capricorn season. So definitely stay tuned for that one. I feel like I'm gonna have to, like, I'm really thinking about how I'm gonna specifically do it. Okay, so it's posted on the Patreon. Let me see. Hey, how was your day? Today was super, super busy. I was finishing up on readings, and I'm starting to put together the shop update I'm about to have on Saturday. I don't know if you guys saw the like on my Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you should follow me on Instagram, by the way, which is TigeraGitana. Because I was posting a lot of the sneak peeks of basically my new labels that finally came in, took 500 years. Yeah, I just got my new labels and I'm just literally bottling everything, but I'm doing it in batches because I don't want to just be like like I take my time, set my intention with each bottle, so I want to make sure that everything is like in order. But I finally finished pretty much doing a whole bunch of things that I needed to do for the shop update that's coming up. Yeah, for those, oh babe, can you grab me the one of the bottles so I can show it to them? The one at the bottom, the Santa Marta one, yeah. So just to show you guys what it looks like, this is basically what my labels look like now, which took me a minute to like design them because I was like super just wanting them to be in a particular way, but I think they came out really cool. And this is the Santa Muerte oil that is going to be launching on Saturday, because I didn't have it there before. So it comes in a green bottle. This oil has been sitting on her altar for like over a year. So they're literally supercharged as hell. Like when I pick up the actual big bottle that I use to make and blend everything, before I put it in here to like charge it, that thing is just like, you feel the potency of how strong it is. Like it's just probably the strongest blend I've made to date. So I'm really excited to share this with you guys because it's gonna be amazing. But I really love the labels and the way they came out. Like I'm just so excited. So yeah, so definitely stay tuned for that shop update because it's gonna be real. Also, I guess I'll tell you guys since I told Instagram, but I didn't tell you guys as much stuff. I am also going to be launching my actual like handmade candles, and I'm not talking about in a jar. I'm talking about like the figure candles. Will be launching on my website on Saturday. Okay, I have like a ton of different molds of different things. You guys are gonna have to stay tuned for that. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing a lot of different candle molds, and it's gonna be on a soy base as well. And it's just I'm so excited to like show you guys all the ones I've made already, and it's just gonna be amazing. I'm just really excited. But yeah, lots of like shop stuff. So basically that's what I've been doing all day to answer that question specifically. It was cool. I keep pulling the high priestess and I keep seeing 111 and 1111. 1111. I don't know why I read it 1111. We all know it's 1111. Yeah, that's definitely a lot of like that 2 energy because the high priestess rules the 2, the 1 in tarot. So that's really interesting that that's coming up for you. And I mean, granted, the moon is in Sagittarius right now, so it's a very studious time, I feel like, especially during this time, to be doing a little bit more in-depth work. And this is why we're going to be doing a high priestess. No, did I just say high priestess meditation? See, you got me all tongue twisted. We're going to be doing a higher self meditation today. But yeah, so that's actually pretty in alignment with that, because as far as like intuition goes, when it comes to working with your higher self, you are way more in alignment intuitively when you actually do your higher self work, because that way it's like, it's not just you saying something or thinking something or believing something or seeing something, it's you aligning that with your higher self, where that that source is. So very powerful time. This week has been intense. I had so many amazing breakthroughs, but they were unexpected and kind of scary because they signify major change, but they were so needed. That also like 100% completely in alignment with that for like this past week. Random, it was just like Uranus was just going off this past week. That's what it felt like. I just had like the most randomest thing pop off and just kind of like happen this past week where I'm just like, what? Like it was just like, it was unexpected, where it's not necessarily that I felt like threatened, or like in a way, like how do I put it? It's not like I felt like, you know, everything was gonna change, but I felt like it was just, it came out of left field. Like it was something that I completely didn't expect to happen. Like just kind of went, like so much stuff just happened, like I feel like this past week, that was just random. It was just random, and it was just like, here's a curveball, here's something that you weren't thinking about in your face. So I 100% feel that one. Those labels are beyond bomb as fuck. Thanks, girl. I was so excited. Literally, it took me forever to like design them because I'm super like picky, my Capricorn ass. But it took me a minute, but I think they're really, really worth it. And I can't wait to show you guys like the other ones, because you know what? Let me just do the whole, I'm gonna just do a whole new sneak peek. Babe, can you pass me the labels? Babe's looking at me like, you pass me the labels, I'm gonna show them a couple more of them. I'm so excited. Okay, I am so excited. So excited. So there's gonna be a couple of oils that I'm actually launching, okay, this particular Saturday. One of those oils, or just give me the whole thing. I'll grab it. Ooh, wait, careful. So I'm gonna show you guys one of the ones. Okay, so this is the Oshun one, which has like the bee. Now the ones that I'm really, really excited about is like these two. These two are like probably the ones that I'm super excited about, just because of the blends. The blends, oh my god, the blends. But the Sekhmet oil, okay, and then the Osset oil, which I feel like it's just gonna be amazing. And then there's just like a ton more. Obviously I have to have like a love oil, so I'm doing that one as well, so stay tuned for that. The money oil is coming, all of that stuff, all of it is coming. But I literally have like the stack of life of like labels that I was waiting for them to come in. So yeah, I can't wait to show you guys all of that on Saturday. So let's see what other comments are in here. Damn, you're gonna get sick of seeing so many orders from me. I mean, I'm just excited that you guys will get your hands on it and like working with like the magic of them. That's like my thing. I'm just like, every time I hold them, I'm like, oh my god, there's so much potential in this baby. I'm just like waiting to get like everybody's like a review from them, because I feel like they're gonna be amazing. This past week I learned that my great grandpa used to read leaves before they became hyper conservative and renounced our practices. Nearly all my aunts did the same. Listen, I'm telling you, I am telling you, and this is why, and that is why. That is amazing though. I honestly felt so lost this past week, like a lot of built up emotions. I've been coming off super bitchy, and I know it's internal, but I don't know where to start. Listen, I mean, honestly, that's a little bit of a Libra energy, to be honest, because if y'all don't know, now y'all know, Libras can be really kind of type, you know, sassy is the nice word that I'm going to use to describe, but they can be kind of, they have their moments. I feel like if they have something going on and, you know, you're kind of putting them off and putting them on the wrong, you know, kind of mood, or like they're able to take something out on you, they will. 1000%. 1000% they will, and they'll like be extra sassy about it. Like Libras just kind of have that that kind of ability. Like if you get in their cloud zone, you will be met with like friction. So Libra energy does call for like an extra bitchiness level, to be honest, to be quite honest. So I'm just gonna pull the mudras for the higher self meditation that we're about to do. So, yo, I swear I be getting attacked with cards, attacked, like straight up. Hold on, I gotta move the whole entire thing. Give me a second. Okay. So I guess these are gonna be the cards, but I swear to God, I'd be getting attacked. Tarot just be like trying to slap me with cards. Okay. So, ooh, oh my God. Okay. So the first one is serenity. Okay. And it says, bathing in my inner lake of serenity, I experience complete peace and harmony. Okay. This is what it looks like. Serenity. Serenity. And this is the back for my people who are going to come back later. You can pause and read. Okay. We are getting male reproductive health. Okay, resting in the comfort of my inner spring, I experience healing in all dimensions of my being. Okay, that's what that looks like. And this is the back for those who are going to come back and read later. Okay, we're also getting vitality. Awakening the light of radiant vitality, I naturally unfold all of my possibilities. Oh my God, that's a really good one. Vitality. That's what vitality looks like. And then this is the back for those who are going to want to come back and pause to read later. And then we're getting healthy skeletal system. Ooh. Nourished by the healing nectar of the earth, I am fully supported along my journey. Ooh. These are actually super amazing for this meditation. So I am excited. Okay, so that's what it looks like. This is the back. Okay. And then I'm just going to hold it up for everybody. When you have your mudra, just put a heart in the comments so I know, and then we can just get started. So this is what they all look like. So I'll go over them one by one again. So this is serenity. That's what it looks like. Male reproductive health. That's what this one looks like. Healthy skeletal system. That's what this one looks like. And core vitality. That's what this one looks like. Okay, I see some hearts. So we're going to get started. Okay, so I want everybody to start closing their eyes. Okay, we're going to just close our eyes. Going to start to breathe. You can get into either lay on your back or get into lotus pose or half lotus, whatever feels comfortable for you. And just close your eyes and start to focus on your breathing. We're going to breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in and out. Now you're going to start to visualize yourself inside of a golden egg, surrounded by stars. And you're breathing in this golden healing light, and you're breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. You're going to start sending that breath to anywhere in your body that needs a little bit extra attention. Breathing in, deep breaths in. Breathing out. You're going to start to send your breath, that divine healing light, to your crown chakra. Breathing in that divine healing light into your crown chakra. And as you do this, it's creating a tunnel in your crown chakra. Tunnel of pure white light. As you start to follow that light moving above your head, when you reach the end, you will meet your higher self. Take a moment to ask your higher self to enlighten you in any matter which has been causing you chaos. Take a moment to ask your higher self what you need to do to be ready for what's coming ahead. Ask your higher self if there is anything that you need to let go right now. When you're ready, thank your higher self for the guidance that it gave you. Start to come down back into your crown chakra and back inside of the golden egg. You're breathing in a divine healing light. And you're breathing out. You're breathing in, sending that breath anywhere in your body that needs a little bit of extra attention. You're breathing out. When you're ready, you can come back and just let me know you're back in the comments. Okay, I see a couple people are back. Welcome back. I'm back. That was great. I needed that. That is what I like to hear. That is the point of the weekly healing circles, to really like come back to your body and just leave a little bit healed afterwards. Literally the point of the healing circles. So I'm really, really glad that you guys got what you needed from that meditation. Feel free to reference it anytime. This, like the weekly healing circles, you can reference them at any of the meditations at any times that you wish. They're always up for you guys. So whenever you guys need to. So we are going to get into the astrology part of the live, because there's something specifically that I want to talk about, and it's going to come up a little bit later in the upcoming months, just because it's going to be something, it's just huge. It's honestly huge. But on an astrological level, especially because the moon is in Sagittarius, I feel compelled to talk about Jupiter today. Okay. Jupiter. So Jupiter is that planet that pretty much switches signs once a year. And we kind of feel Jupiter's energy in that sign very, very heavily for that. Pretty much, it's like a year and some change sometimes, you know, it depends on the year. But we feel that energy of Jupiter being in that sign for that whole entire year. And it is a force to be reckoned with, because Jupiter, okay, is the planet that rules abundance. It rules expansion. It rules higher learning. It really does. It's a very studious sign. It always, well, planet, it always talks about more like learning and really expanding, not limiting your beliefs or your knowledge or your mind, or your luck, okay, or what you think can be yours, but really expanding all of that. However, Jupiter can expand to negativity just as he can expand to positivity. Jupiter being the gods of all the gods. So Jupiter as a planet, it's a very, even though the sun, I feel like takes like a lot of, it gets highlighted because it just switches every month, and you know, it's everybody's birthday and stuff. Jupiter is really where a huge focus, astrologically speaking, of how things kind of move and navigate through your life, where it really expands and how things move, really. So Jupiter right now being in Capricorn, it's been in Capricorn for quite a long time. It will be moving into Aquarius December 18th, 2020. So we already talked about Saturn moving out of Capricorn into Aquarius again in December. And December is definitely going to be a very, very astrologically like heavy time, and I do feel like things are going to crescendo in many ways in December, especially like if you think that 2020 is not going to end with a bang or a shebang, you were wrong, because it definitely 1000% will. The energy is there for so much to happen, okay, that I'm just kind of like, okay, so Jupiter is going into Aquarius. Okay. Saturn has been benefiting this year of having Jupiter being in Capricorn for this year, because what was happening during this time is that Jupiter was moving Capricorn's energy a lot faster this particular year. Saturn has been in Capricorn for pretty much like the past 3 years of our lives. And so as he was moving through Capricorn, yes, things started to change, but some things took a little longer to change than other things, right? But when Jupiter went into Capricorn, things started to kind of like happen a little bit faster. As much as Saturn does not like to run, it is a planet of time and doesn't like to be sped up, okay? Jupiter was speeding up certain things. This is why 2020 has been as chaotic as it has been, because a lot of things came to like it exploded upon itself all in 2020, because you have this conjunction happening throughout the year of Jupiter in Capricorn and Saturn in Capricorn. Okay, and now we're moving into Jupiter being in Aquarius and Saturn being in Aquarius. So we're gonna have a year of, as even though Aquarius moves, even though it's a fixed sign, it's still an air sign, so it moves way faster than Capricorn does, period, just period. And so we're going to see this shift in air in society. Like, I do feel like the next, just with Saturn being in Aquarius, the next 3 years are going to be, they're going to look different. Like, I feel like society is going to be different, look different, and act different. And a lot of things that we have done in the past are going to be like, no, we don't do that here. Like that meme from Black Panther, where it's just like, we don't do that here. It's gonna kind of be like that. Like, there's certain things that are like, we cannot do that anymore. That doesn't work. We've done that, and it's not gonna work, and we're not gonna keep pretending like it's gonna work. It's just not, it doesn't work, so we're not gonna keep doing it. Which is very Aquarian energy. But with Jupiter being there on the first year, I feel like we're gonna have this blessing, specifically affecting society. Just because Aquarius is so heavily focused on everybody, the collective, society-wise, that we are, it's just gonna look different. It is gonna be a societal upgrade, just as much as our government has been getting an upgrade and things have been coming to fruition. And it's like everybody knows a lot of the issues that are at play, that are at hands, that are like taking shape. Right now, everybody's aware of them. It's not like it's a mystery of what's going on, and like, especially if you live in the United States, like what's going on. Because there has been a lot of awakenings within like what's going on with our government, like what should we be doing, how should we be taking care of ourselves, how is it the government helping us, what are we doing, are we still paying taxes, like what does that look like, all of these type of things. Next year, you're gonna have that boost of Jupiter kind of moving Saturn a little bit faster with what is going to be happening with Aquarius, because don't forget that Aquarius is a very revolutionary sign. Okay, and so I do feel like with the way that Aquarian energy is very heavy, and we are in the age of Aquarius, that I would not be surprised to see different revolutions happening about different things. Okay, I'm not saying we're all going to war, but the energy is there for revolution to be had, whether that be a revolution within the spiritual community or the religious community, whether that be a revolution of like the way we treat animals, the way like how we consume our food. I mean, California is literally on fire, and they grow 76% of the United States food, and I still don't know why they get treated by the government so like shit, because they literally grow our food. If California literally burns the whole entire state, a lot of people are going to be asked out. A lot of states are going to be asked out, because a lot of states can't grow their own food. And so it's going to be to a point where we're really going to have to show and highlight what is important, what needs to be taken care of, what needs to be like basically said, no, I'm not going to keep doing this thing over and over again. It doesn't work. It stopped working a long time ago. This Aquarian energy is definitely going to be highlighting a lot of, it's going to be highlighting a lot of the tension, I do feel like, and it is going to force our generation to upgrade. And it's just going to happen. When these next 3 years are crucial, especially with Saturn there, they're going to be crucial. But Jupiter is going to boost that, is going to give Saturn a boost, where it's like, it's almost like you're holding hands, but you're moving a little bit faster. Like you have a friend with you in the race, and that friend happens to be faster, so they're going to win that game for you, because you happen to be a little bit, you just don't move as fast as your friend. That's literally the way it's going to be looking like. And I do feel like Jupiter is going to be going off with Aquarius. I think that the revolution is definitely not over, and especially with any protests that are happening and stuff like that, that's going to kind of continue to take place. And I do think that it's going to be really emphasized next year. I do feel like there's some states that are going to change their the way they function. There's going to be a lot of laws coming up. I'm telling you, like, I'm going to make a separate video on Jupiter move that's happening, but I did want to talk to you guys about it today because I do want you guys to be aware of the shift ahead, because I do feel like we all need to collectively be aware of this like major like boom shift that's going to happen, because as we start going into Scorpio season, which is 1000% coming very, very soon. Obviously, we're getting to the end of the month. Libra season is going to come to a close. We're going into Scorpio season. Scorpio season is going to be very, very deep and heavy within ourselves. And I do feel like Scorpio season is going to highlight a lot of our own personal baggage that we need to release in order to be like focused on the stuff that we actually need to be worried about when we need to be called to arms. And that, when I say call to arms, I don't mean like we're all about to carry a weapon and be out. I'm just saying, like, in whatever part of your life you might need to say, no, I'm not going to do this anymore, or like, you know what, I'm going to change this whole perspective, or I'm going to change my whole business model, or you know what, our relationship is not evolving as much as I would like to. I need that change. You're going to have to make space for all of those changes to happen, because it's going to be happening all over the place. So yeah, it's going to be a very, very intense time. I feel like these next couple of months, because Scorpio season always has this density to it, because it does highlight the baggage. It's like, hey, unconsciously you've been carrying all this stuff, and now here it is. So now you're going to have to heal it before you could go to the next one. Basically, literally, basically, like, you're going to really have to reassess your internal everything that you're carrying during Scorpio season. Once Sagittarius season comes, it's prep work. Okay, Sagittarius season is that breath before the shift, because once it goes into December, once we're in December mode, it's not even about, nobody's gonna be thinking about Christmas. Well, yeah, people are gonna be, the businesses are gonna be thinking about Christmas, obviously. But for the most part, it's all about, okay, 2021. The mindset starts going into, wait, what are we doing 2021? Is it still going to be like Corona life? Like, what is this? Is it quarantine life? Like, what are we doing? What's happening with our politics? Like, it's like everything coming up into like this crescendo. It's like the climax of the book. Like, it's something going to give, or are we staying the same? I don't think so, though. So what's coming? What's happening? And at the end of the day, you have to be ready to handle that shift. And if you're like still handling stuff that you didn't let go of nothing, like during the next couple seasons, you get to December and then you have all of this exploding in your face, you're gonna be all types of mentally messed up on a crown chakra level. Okay, there's a reason why we did a higher self meditation today, because that is crown chakra work. Okay, it is really, really important for us to like work with our crown chakra and have that baby wide open. Okay, wide open, because once we have Jupiter going into Aquarius and Saturn going into Aquarius, Aquarius rules the crown chakra. So we're going to have that emphasized for the next 3 years. And so if you know your crown chakra is going to be targeted, it's like, hey, are you in alignment though? Like, that's going to be the question. You're going to see me asking you guys this every week. Are you in alignment? Are you doing what you need to do for you? Are you actually following your right path? Is there stuff that you're doing that's just not, it just doesn't work with you? Like, are you trying to fit the wrong puzzle piece and glue it to you when you know that's not the piece that goes there? Like, what are you doing? Are you in alignment? Because it's all about being in alignment with your higher self, first and foremost. Moving forward is in alignment with your higher self, because once your higher self says, hey, you need to let this go, you've been kind of stuck on this for a hot minute and it gotta go, this is not part of what we're doing in this lifetime, I need you to like throw that away like right now. You got to get to work on that, because if you dismiss the work that you need to do, it completely becomes a whole nother issue. And then you end up getting stuck on toxic Aquarian energy, where you're tapping into their fixed energy, where you're like stuck in a different time zone. Because Aquariuses do that. They get stuck in a time zone where they're like, oh, things were better in this year, and I'm just going to keep thinking about that year that I think that things were better, instead of actually evolving through the lessons that you were supposed to learn. And you really do not want Saturn to be whooping your ass during like while it's in Aquarius, because it's just, if you thought Saturn and Capricorn was something, even though I didn't really have a bad time with my Saturn return at all, but I know people who were really struggled with all of the Saturn in, like in Capricorn transition. But with Saturn Aquarius is like a whole nother thing, because it's like Saturn but in futuristic mode. It's like saying, hey, okay, so how are you going to be actually evolving through the next few years? Like, if the question in Capricorn, when Saturn was in Capricorn, it's like, okay, what are your goals? What are you grounded in? What does your family look like? What does your stability look like? When Saturn is in Aquarius, it's like, okay, but are you still doing the same thing? Or could you be incorporating new things? What new technologies could you develop during this time? And I do feel like technology is going to develop really quickly during the next 3 years. So definitely stay tuned for that. You're going to be seeing some crazy ass stuff coming up and being sold and stuff like that. The next 3 years, technologically, are going to be crazy. And I do feel like next year also some things are going to be launching that are going to be like, whoa, okay, because Jupiter is going to be in Aquarius. So there's just, it's just going to be popping up everywhere. Okay, Aquarius is an air sign. Air is everywhere. Okay, just as Earth is everywhere, but air specifically, it takes up every surface area of the world. Every surface area is touched by air. And so you have to understand that what's coming is monumental to our collective change, our collective healing, our collective purpose. And I don't want you guys to dismiss what like the next couple of months, because the next couple of months are going to be work. You guys got to get to work. You guys got to feel like you're good to go, ready to go. Like, okay, you know what? I know who I am. I got this. I've been healing. I've been doing the work. I have my ancestors on deck. Like, we can go. You go about to catch these hands. Let's go. Because if you're not in that mindset, you're going to get caught up in some crazy energies coming up next year. And I do feel like next year's going to be something else. You're going to see a lot of things popping up, especially technologically wise. I do feel like also when it comes to like a vaccine and stuff like that, you're going to see that coming out. I do feel like it's going to come out next year too. A lot of things are going to be rushed, but we'll see how they work, because listen. But yeah, don't sleep on Jupiter energy, because Jupiter energy is really the energy that all of us want to have. Like, we all want abundance. We all want to know what's going on. We all want to travel, because that's something that Jupiter rules as well. We all want to connect with the earth. We all want to connect with other people, and we want to have things in abundance. So whether that be food, whether that be like information, whether that be friends, you're gonna see a lot of people's social media popping off next year as well. I do feel like on a technological level, a lot of people's businesses, especially online businesses, are going to be growing monumentally, just because of the way the next generation, this generation is taking over, but also because of the way coronavirus literally has taken businesses out. Especially brick and mortar stores, it has just taken it out. So you're going to start seeing how hard online businesses are going to go in the upcoming years. It's going to be a little bit more on a technological level. So get ready. I honestly, listen, get ready. Ooh, hold on. Okay, so I'm going to just pull the cards for the week, so we're aware of what's coming. The first card that jumped out was the 5 of Wands. I'm not really surprised, because this baby literally jumped off when I pulled the card out. But I want to know what's going on this week. Fives. 5 of Wands, 5 of Swords. Listen, first of all, in the chart itself right now, there's a lot of squares. And I do feel like the Mars in Aries, like, retro, it's just causing, in combination with Mercury being in Scorpio, because Mars also co-rules Scorpio, it's taking words to the next level. It's taking our communication, it's taking our, like, the way we react to things to the next level. I do feel like there's kind of this feeling of like I'm gonna win though. Like I can take care of myself. I can win. Um, I can beat this. Like I can talk my way out of this. I can like I know exactly what I need to say. Like there's just like this sense of like almost being really bold, but potentially being also really harsh for this week. And I do feel like it's just coming from a place of, you see, it's coming from a place of like, oh, I know myself. I know where I'm at. I know exactly what I need to say to this, but it can come off very harsh. I don't think that there is anything, especially in the chart right now, that's like super sensitive. For this week, it's like we're going to be going into Moon in Capricorn, and it's just like, listen, it can be very, very like, there is no sensitive vibes, I feel like, for this week. This week calls for us to have a little bit more thick skin, because things that people say might not feel the best. They might not it just is gonna be like really, it's coming off a little bit harsh. I do feel like communication is a little harsh this week. It's a 1000% a little bit harsh. You see, King of Cups in reverse. It's harsh this week. There's a lack of connection. Even though Mercury is in Scorpio, Scorpio's acting, it's talking out. It's not talking out of emotional balance or emotional like nourishment to any capacity. It's just there is a lashing out that's happening this week. And I do think that, again, it goes back to that I feel like this week is going to be an extension of last week, to be honest. That's like the way the cards are coming out. Yeah, bottom of the deck, the Queen of Cups, Five of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and then the Strength card. And I do feel like it's a force. That's the way it's coming up this week. It's a force. But there is a pettiness that's happening this week. Some people are going to be lashing out just because they can. And it might not be you. It might be somebody else lashing out at you. So you need to make sure that you're not like, how do I say it? That you're not integrating or trying to automatically process somebody else's words as like, oh my God, that person's trying to harm me, or that person's trying to cause me pain, or anything like that. It's not necessarily that. I do feel like people are lashing out of frustration. That's the way it's coming up. It's frustration. It's like, oh, you're getting in my way. Okay, well, you could catch these hands too. Like, it's kind of like that's the way it is. Oof. Oh my God. I feel personally, I would say take a couple steps back from others this week. Try to focus on your own self-care. If not, you will be caught up on somebody else's lack of self-care and their own personal frustration. Yeah, there's a lot of social kind of chaos happening this particular week. I think the news is going to be really annoying this week as well. So definitely stay tuned for that. Ooh, hold up. Okay. From the Goddess Oracle, peace, which is what we all should be seeking this week. There is no need to worry. Everything's working out beautifully. And I do think that's what we need to be striving for this week. It's not about using Venusian energy incorrectly. Because like I said earlier in this video, Libra and Libra energy can be used to be petty or to like lash out. I mean, Libra is still an air sign, so don't dismiss that is a sword, okay? But I do feel like we should try to maintain our peace this week, because there are things that are going to try to take our peace this week. What do we need to know for this week? Hold on. What do we need to know for this week? What do we need to know for this week? I 100% feel like it's about maintaining peace this week. We need to know for this week. Okay. Blossoming. You are just getting started, so have patience with yourself and the process, and do not give up, okay? And I do feel like that, especially when it comes to the Empress energy, okay? You have to understand, when it comes to Empress energy, this is like a lot of growth. Empress and Venus energy represents the growth of something, whether that be the growth of a baby, which is what this card is always like, you know, connected to, or the growth of something new. It is something that you need to have a lot of patience for and allow to come into fruition. Just like when a plant is growing and you see the little leaf kind of slowly kind of opening up, that also has to do, that's Empress energy. That's something becoming more of itself and growing into a bigger version of itself. And I do feel like this week we need to focus on our constant development versus focusing on our on what others are giving us, because others might not be in the same kind of boat that we're in, and so that can create a lot of tension, unnecessary tension, that we don't really need. So there is this like seek peace for this week. There's just like maintain your peace, be about what you need to do, what you need to focus on, and try not to get caught up in everybody else's own chaos. Try to just adjust and fix yours, like really, really fix yours. What do we need to know for this week? Okay, that came out fast. Let go of anxiety. Lavender. Calm your nerves and you'll be able to hear the voice of your angels. Let go of anxiety. Wow, that is a really big one, especially because of the way that the cards came out, because I do feel like the reason why some people are lashing out has to do with their own personal issues. Like that's really the way that I see this, like these three cards is their own personal issues that is like, you start off with like a lot of tension, a lot of like, if you even come near me, you're going to catch some hands and I'm going to beat you. I'm going to tell you something that you don't want to hear. I'm going to harm you with my words. Somehow I'm going to hurt your feelings. Like don't even come into my territory because I am kind of going through something and I just don't, you just don't want to catch these hands. You really don't want to be near me right now. And that's like, I feel like a lot of people are going through their own, just a lot of different issues all over life. I do feel like a lot of people are still going through all of the issues that Corona, you know, brought in. There's still a lot of people getting evicted. There's still a lot of people going through a lot of like issues with money and their finances and stuff like that. And I do see that all the time in the readings that I do. And it's a lot of chaos right now that needs to be handled. But I do feel like there's anxiety from the lack of balance that we have socially speaking. The next one is balance friendships. And it says your friendships works best when there's an equal share of giving and receiving. Now, you see, this is kind of like highlighting that collective energy, because if your friend is kind of like going through something and you hit them up and you're like, hey, I want to talk about this. And they're like, you know what? It's not all about you or something. You're just like, oh, damn, I was trying to hit you up. Don't necessarily take that personally. Understand that that person is just going through something that you necessarily cannot resolve. You can only be there for that person to the best of your ability, but you can't necessarily take on that load on your own, because it's just not a realistic plan. I do feel like as much as we love as humans to come together and like be with other people, we also need time to ourselves to be alone, because if we don't, we kind of get a little bit all over the place, and it's really, really pent up energy. 1000% pent up energy. And I do feel like a lot of people are going to get caught up in that and are going to take some things that people say to heart, and it's just going to be a little chaotic. Okay, love wise, what do we need to know on a romance level for this week? What do we need to know on a romance level for this week? Okay, so the first one is honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. And the next one is true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. And I do feel like if you are, especially as far as romantic energy in our lives this particular week, I do feel like this week, especially as we start kind of inching away, crawling away from Libra season, we're going to start to come to the ending of what we're supposed to feel like during Libra energy itself. And that comes back to our pleasure when it comes to our connections with our hearts, with other people, with our partnerships. And I do feel like there's a lot of love energy and like partnerships that energy. Like right now, I've been feeling that since last week. I just keep seeing it all over the place. And I do feel like, it's, especially if you don't have a partner, then it's more about maintaining that energy within yourself so you can attract that. If that's something that you do want to do, if you don't want to do that right now, understandable. You don't even need to tell me. My Venus is in Aquarius, so I have my detached moments as well where I'm just like, I'm good. But when it comes to, I feel like for a while now, and I told you guys since like the past months, love energy has been a huge focus. So it's just hitting like this crescendo this particular week. You're seeing a lot of it just kind of like bubble over. You're seeing like the feelings coming through, the crushing, the like I'm DMing, I'm texting, I'm sending pictures, like all of these kind of like connections and how we connect on a communication level, because Libra is still an air sign. And seeing a lot of how those feelings just like are sitting with our own spirits and what it's in alignment with our own spirits when it comes to emotion. So let yourself be in the bliss of that, especially if, like, if you just met someone, or if you're just or if you've been in your relationship for a while. Let yourself be in your relationship in a natural way. Like, don't try to force anything, but just like enjoy those moments for what they are, especially during this time, because I do feel like there's so much shifts that are happening that so much can get caught up in those shifts that you just want to enjoy the moment. Just live in the moment as much as you can. Be present within those moments, and also be honest with yourself about how you're feeling, and with your partners as well. Archangel Michael, what do we need to know for this week? What do we need to know for this week? Okay, he said 3 cards this week. Okay, so the first one, your home is protected by angels. This is like what, the 3rd week that this card's been popping off, I believe, during the weekly healing circles. I'm not surprised, because with again all of the home changes that's been happening, I'm not surprised. And the prayer goes, Archangel Michael, thank you for watching over my home and its inhabitants. I ask that you post guardian angels at each window and door, ensuring its security. Thank you for guiding my finances so that I can easily afford to pay rent, mortgages, and taxes. Okay, your home is protected by angels. Make sure you're doing this prayer, especially if you're going through a lot of like house stuff, or like if you are needing to move, or like if something's coming up or whatever, you need to find a roommate because somebody had to leave because they couldn't afford, all of those kind of things. Make sure that you are using this prayer so your space stays protected. But if you need to have that shift home wise, make sure that you are praying to be sustained for that shift as well. Okay, if that makes any sense. The next one is admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. Okay, this is, I feel like, connects to the higher self meditation. And the prayer goes, I appreciate your support in helping me face my feelings with grace and acceptance so that I can be lovingly honest with myself and others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for giving me courage and strength. Courage and strength. Woof. And the next one from Archangel Michael is, you are on the right path. That is beautiful. Archangel Michael, I call upon you now. Thank you for giving me a loud and clear guidance that I easily understand. Thank you for motivating me and filling me with the courage and confidence to make healthful life changes. That is beautiful. That is very beautiful for this week. I do feel like there is more of that feeling of alignment this week, even though there's a lot of like chaos and anger. There's still like an alignment feeling this week where you're like, oh wow, I actually feel like this is right. Like, this really feels like this is right for me. Okay, Archangel Gabriel, what do we need to know for this week? What is going on? What should we be focused on? What do we need to be aware of? Okay. Okay. So we got 2 cards. The first one is have confidence in your creations. Oh, okay. Trust the power of God's creativity, which is being manifested through you. Whoa. That's powerful right there. And blocks lifted. Previous obstacles come from fear and they are now lifted away. That is beautiful for this week. And I do feel like, especially if you are more like starting a business or working on a project or like trying to launch something, I do feel like for a while now, things have been more on a creative lens. I feel like Pisces energy has been able to kind of play a little bit more, and Neptune energy has just been like playing a little bit more, and people have just been diving into the creativity more during this kind of quarantine time. And so there's still, you still have to have confidence in the things that you're creating, and then downloads, the ideas that you get, because you're getting them for a reason. That means that you have the power to execute those ideas. That's why you got the message in the first place. So I do feel like any type of fear, there's a lot of strength energy coming through this week, which is really powerful. So any type of fear and any type of like that mental blockage is really being kind of dispelled this week. So we're seeing that being alleviated within ourselves this week. And I do feel like that's probably why we're feeling a little bit more on the chaotic side, and like letting go of a lot of that friction. So we're expressing it a little bit differently than usual this week. So let's look at the planetary energies for the week. Okay, what planetary energies are affecting us the most this week? What planet? Ooh. Okay, so we're getting Capricorn. Not surprised. And is anybody surprised? I don't think so. Okay, we're getting Virgo. Also not surprised because Venus is still in Virgo. I'm not surprised. And we're getting the moon. So make sure that you are looking at all of your transits, specifically where these fall for you within your chart, so you are not like caught by surprise with any of the energies for this week. And let me just pull a mudra for us collectively for this week, so you guys can meditate using the mudras for this particular week. So let's see. What mudras do we need to be working with this particular week? What mudras do we need to work with? Okay, oh wow, that came out again. So we got two. The first one is lower body breathing. Firmly supported by body and breath, I move forward in life with complete confidence. Oh wow. Okay, so that's what it looks like. And then this is the back for my people who are going to come back later and pause and read. And then we're getting serenity again. That's coming up again. Okay, so it says, bathing in my inner lake of serenity, I experience complete peace and harmony. And I do feel like, again, because there's like that itching of chaos this week, where we're trying, like spirit is like, hey, use these to balance any type of tension out within yourself. This is what the back looks like. Okay, so that is basically like all the messages for this week. And hilariously enough, I somehow managed to make this live like an hour and 10 minutes long, because you guys know I talk a lot. Like a whole lot. But yeah, thank you to everybody who joins me on these lives every single week. I'm just really, really grateful to you guys, and to all the patrons that join me as well. Definitely, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off because I still have a whole ton of work to do tonight, especially for the patron work that needs to be posted. But I'm just really, really excited about the launch and everything. So I'm still prepping all the stuff and making all the candles and doing all the things. So definitely stay tuned for everything, all the updates that are coming up. But big thank you to the patrons. Also, don't forget that there's yearly memberships now with a 11% off discount. So if you wanted to just join for the year and just pay one shot, you get 11% off. And that's on the patreon.com/TigeraGitana. And yeah, if you're new here, do not forget to subscribe. Always welcome. And yeah, I will definitely see you guys on the next one. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Okay. Yeah, I will see you guys soon. Bye.